Hi, my name is Katia Mills from the Think Group, and my colleagues here today are Bal and Sanjeev, also from the Think Group. We're here to talk about the Anthony Morris Practice Builder programme and how it's positively impacted on our business. So, to start off, Sanjeev?
Thank you, Katya. When I first heard the pre-launch proposition by Anthony, I've got to admit I was kind of sceptical, but given the competitive nature of our industry, there were a few things that Anthony came across with. I thought, well, it's worth me taking this a little bit further. I come from a bank assurance background, and they had a very rigid model of how they wanted you to act and behave in terms of the sales process. And I guess if I wanted to summarize what I found with Anthony's model, is that there are so many small practical ideas and tools that came through. It doesn't matter if you don't use them all, even if you picked up one or two. It seemed to make a difference in my day-to-day business.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I found with Anthony Morris it was broken down into 6 chunks, but it was not rocket science. It was all very easy, straightforward ideas, tools to enhance your business.
That's right. For me, I've never actually been on a formal sales course before, but it was invaluable experience for myself. I've learnt many sales techniques that I maybe would never have discovered. I'll tell you, first of all, from one of the early courses, or one of the early modules, my course fee was actually paid off by a single client. All I did was send some neglected client letters that I haven't spoken to for some time. They responded. I sent 3 out initially. 2 responded, and I got 1 secured loan out of that, and 1 product transfer. That covered my course fee within the first module. Yeah.
And I think, to be fair, isn't it, that we could all say that every single salesperson is guilty of not taking that time out for themselves to reflect on their business and to see how they want their business to grow.
That's right.
And it's the perfect opportunity to do that, to assess your business and move it forward.
I certainly think it helped me focus my business. I mean, I've been in the industry, 15, 16 years, and sort of generally feel I know what's going on in the industry. But being in an environment like that, understanding that, look, realistically, if you want to be a financial advisor and compete, it's about focusing on your target segment and building up a process and a system that then became automated and can be recreated, whether I'm there or not.
Yeah.
So it became independent of me, and that was the big thing I found.
Yeah, no, I agree.
That's right, yeah. Even during the initial, the speak that we had, just to get us focused on the actual course, I went away with some sales CDs, some literature, and I went back and I listened to that, and from there on, that's what made me actually want to go on the course and learn a bit more about some more sales techniques that I've used, that I'm still using today.
I think to summarise, I mean, Anthony isn't like this evangelist. It's all common sense.
Yeah.
It's a whole load of ideas that you can implement, put into your business, take from it what you want. 'Cause there's a lot of ideas. It's very intensive, isn't it? But a lot of ideas. Take from it 5 or 6 each session, and you will absolutely enhance.
Just very simple technique that I learned is when I actually go in front of the client in a client meeting, just to turn your mobile off in front of the client. Yeah, it just shows how important that they are at the time for however long, for an hour or so it is, and then as long as they acknowledge that you're turning the phone off in front of them, they appreciate that a lot more, and they take you a lot more seriously.
I think I've got to just add on the mobile phone talk. We're talking about mobile phones. I'm one of these guys who's concentrated on the sale, on the customer contact. So I didn't give too much thinking around communicating effectively. So I'd make an appointment, forget about it, and then expect to turn up and the client's ready for me.
Yes.
So some of the sort of systems Anthony sort of helped us develop were about sending across a fact find in advance, telling them to pre-prepare certain documents. So when you go there, it's effective. And a little thing like sending a text message the day before saying, we're still on for tomorrow.
That's right. Yeah.
It's tiny little thing like that. But those sorts of things, and then post-meeting saying, thanks, look forward to working with you. And
just a simple text. It's using the new technologies to our advantage, really. And it's just a good way of communicating.
But in a simple way.
Yeah, in a simple way.
It's from start to finish, because I mean it was ideas as to how you're branding yourself. So from the first talk with the client, be that on the phone or first meeting, how you present your proposition, how you communicate to confirm the meeting, as you say, and how you respond in between different modes of communication. Everything, just refining your business, enhancing your business.
Well, ideally, it's like before the actual first initial meeting's taken place, then as long as we've got, say, a testimonial of ourselves that we can send to the clients, and then half the actual introductions done before the actual initial meeting, so they know a bit about yourself beforehand.
Yeah.
I was reticent about referrals in the past. I had this big blockage barrier. I don't want to look like I'm begging. I don't want to come across like I'm desperate. But building in the conversation from a position of confidence, because let's face it, we're industry experienced, we know what we're talking about. It's trying to get that across to the client.
Absolutely, yeah.
And building in a system at the beginning that says, look, I only deal on a referral basis. So this is how we're going to operate. And if it's okay by you, towards the end of that, I'm going to look for you to identify people that you know who might benefit from my kind of service, because I only look at certain types of people. And I thought, well, okay, let's give it a go.
Okay, fine. Steve, I think you had some comments on revenue and how it's improved your business.
I do. Actually, it follows on from the referral system. I happened to be dealing with a management consultant at the time in the middle of the course. And some of the sort of referral process ideas in terms of positioning yourself and standing by your guns in terms of quality proposition allowed me to be referred by the client. I gave her the tools.
Yeah.
I said, well, look, here's my card. I'll send you an email if you'd like to pass it on to the sort of people we've talked about. Be more than happy to look after them, and I can guarantee I'll look after them at least as well as I look after you.
Yeah.
So that reassurance, it's a simple little thing, but it seems to work. And I get 3 or 4 clients out of it.
I think when we went to that national development meeting and Anthony came along to speak, I think the thing that was powerful for me is the cost of the course is really, for my business, it's one case. So to invest in one case, but to receive a huge upturn in my business for that one case and several hours of my time to increase my revenue with some great ideas was a no-brainer. I had to sign up. Well, as a measure of success for all of us, I think we all talk in terms of income and how that we've had a positive effect on our business. And in terms of myself, in the 12 months since starting the Anthony Morris programme, given that one of the focuses after the feedback each time is increase in revenue, my business turnover has increased 50%, which is phenomenal. By implementing some basic ideas, some tools, some contacts with clients, and something I did at Christmas which was particularly effective was from my top 50 clients, which I compiled as a result of the programme.
Yeah,
I sent out
I've got a list here, yeah.
And I sent out some Harrods hampers, which to the top sort of 10 was quite extravagant, but the response was absolutely phenomenal with business sense and referrals.
One of the things I've really benefited from is I've got a small practice.
Yeah.
And I found myself being flooded by mountains of paperwork and processing and constantly chasing things. And I realised I wasn't spending enough time with the client. So a little bit of investment in technology, a fast scanner, a mobile phone with email, etc. And automating client contact with my sales support allowed me to be in front of the client a lot more. And I guess my productivity is about 60% up this year.